Okay. Just making sure everything is working right. Unfortunately, today I was trying to stream and kind of had technical difficulties with my internet. Um, Looks like I might still have technical difficulties. No? Alright, I should be okay for now. It is storming at the moment. So, not that I think that plays much as far as the internet connection goes, but in case my power all of a sudden goes out. Hold on. Okay, so last time I was playing, I was going around getting those comic book things. As what would a Spider-Man game be without a few collectibles? Or at least usually in the case of Spider-Man, a few hundred collectibles.
Come to Papa. Ooh, I've been looking for this. Score.
Oh yeah, so with that being said, I don't know if I'm gonna accomplish anything tonight because I kind of trapped myself into collecting these comic books. I don't know if I'm gonna collect them all. You know, I don't want to have to look up a map or anything to see how I get each and every single one. For the moment, I'm gonna try to do what I can. Ooh, Harlem. Maybe I'll run into Luke Cage.
Where have you been all my life? When are people gonna learn it's Spider-Man? The hyphen is important. Now that's a keeper.
Another level up for the suit.
Even in New York, sometimes there's nothing to swing from.
Yeah, web swinging isn't really all that in this game. It's web swinging is kind of weird. Oh, comic book.
Ooh, I've been looking for this.
What's different about web swinging in this game, as opposed to all the other games since Spider-Man 2, is both shoulder buttons, L2 and R2, are actually the web swinging buttons. One is for the left hand, one is for the right hand, and yeah, in concept, it sounds cool to be swinging with either or hand and switching it up
Sometimes
depending
I wonder
on
what would have happened if I'd been bitten by a hedgehog.
on what you need it for. But as far as its execution for this game, it doesn't really work too well. The controls in general in this game is just weird. It's been a while since I played the first Amazing Spider-Man game, but I didn't think the controls were as bad as this game. So it's kind of weird that they apparently went steps backwards for this.
Ran out of road. Gotta find another way. I'd love to get a shot of Detective DeWolf's evidence. Couldn't ask for a better picture. She's a heck of a cop. I can use this info.
Aw, I hit the button.
Hammerhead likes to dress and act like a 1920s gangster. Pinstripe suit, Tommy gun, the whole bit. He also uses their methods. Cement shoes, gunning down enemies in the streets, and keeping his business records in old school ledgers. But we've come a long way since Prohibition. If we can catch him, I can put him away like his hero Al Capone, on tax evasion charges.
Well, so far, every time that I've taken those pictures of whatever evidence, there's been an audio log about Hammerhead.
Nothing to web.
See more comics. I just saw some. Oh, there you go. It's moving around. And then I think there was a... I thought I saw another one here. I think I hear it. I think it makes a sound when you're close by. There you go.
Nice.
Oh.
I've been quite impressed with your Spider-Man. A hero indeed.
Why can't good guys have minions? There's nothing inherently evil about minions, and I could use the help.
Alright, so I'm wondering if I'm going to keep hearing repeated lines of dialogue like that.
Come to Papa.
Like if it goes on throughout the rest of this game, or do I need to do stuff so that way he says different, maybe he'll say something different depending on the situation. And yeah, as you can imagine, camera is pretty bad.
Where have you been all my life?
Alright, for reasons my cat's acting weird. I don't know why. Anyways.
Too many days like this, and I'll be your grouchy neighborhood Spider-Man. Score.
Trying to drop that.
Now that's a
There we go.
keeper.
Wow, New York is really foggy. Hey, what are you doing?
Ooh, I've been looking for this. Whew, nice. Come to Papa. Even in New York, sometimes there's nothing to swing from. Where have you been all my life?
That is one good-looking man.
Now that's a keeper. Score. Come to Papa. I thought about a cape, but that would be silly. Ooh, I've been looking for this. End of the line, by Webb anyway. Now that's a keeper. Whew, nice. Score. Ran out of road. Where have you been all my life? Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd been bitten by a hedgehog. Come to Papa. Gotta find another way. Why can't good guys have minions? There's nothing inherently evil about minions, and I could use the help. I'd love to get a shot of Detective DeWolf's evidence.
Nah. The chain link fence. Can't even talk. Because of the chain link fence, it's not gonna let me take a picture.
Perfection. Got it. I hate to spy on a good cop, but we're in a crisis.
This gang war's a crisis, but it's also an opportunity. People get careless when they're backed into a corner, and these guys are so focused on fighting each other, they're taking chances they wouldn't normally dream of. I think we can use this chaos to catch organized crime figures off guard and shut them down for good.
Alright, so is that it for now? Is that all it kind of amounted to? Alright, that's cool. Let's continue with the main game then. You know, as long as there's no comic books for me to pick up on the way.
Even in New York, sometimes there's nothing to swing from.
Okay, that all looked cool, but I wasn't trying to do
Ooh,
that.
I've been looking for this. I never get to sightsee. Whew, nice. I thought about a cape, but that would be silly.
I don't even know what the hell all that was. Oh.
Where have you been all my life? Score. Now that's a keeper. Life is so weird. Whew, nice. The entire epic saga in one place.
I mean, the one good thing is that at least for every certain amount that no, which I think is 30. Yeah, so I think for like every 30 that I pick up, I get a level up or well, no, not level up, but I get
Come to
something.
Papa.
Which is good in case I decide not to get everything. There is supposed to be 300 comics in total in this game. The map doesn't seem incredibly huge, but it can be kind of deceiving in these games. Ah, motherfucker.
Where have you been all my life?
Couple down there. Alright. And there's a couple over there. Shit.
Now that's a keeper.
Now I saw another one. If I saw another one around here. Yeah, 'cause I can hear it. Oh, right there.
Ooh, I've been looking for this. When are people gonna learn it's Spider-Man? The hyphen is important. Nothing to web. Score. Where have you been all my life? Whew, nice. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd been bitten by a hedgehog. That's a keeper. Score.
Oh, there it is.
Come to Papa. Ran out of road. That's not Kerry. Whoever he is, I can't let him put more guns on the street.
The spider!
Let's not fight. Ah, never mind. Let's fight.
Dish the evidence. I'll buy a drink. A Molotov cocktail.
Your call, Spider-Man. Chase us or let those people burn. Hey, help! My glasses are all fogged up.
Stan Lee cameo.
Oh boy, much obliged, Spidey.
Anytime, Stan.
Hey, how'd you like me to call the Daily Bugle and tell them that Jameson is full of it?
I'm not gonna stop you. So long. I should head over to the comic stand and check in on Stan.
So yeah, man, the obligatory Stan Lee cameo. which he's been doing for decades, by the way. You know, I mean, even before X-Men, he's been showing up in things since the Incredible Hulk series from way back in the day, and then he would also show up in video games. Is there anything else on this map? Alright, I just got this. Guess I'm just jumping down.
Even in New York, sometimes there's nothing to swing from.
What was that? It felt like I bounced off of something in midair. I wonder if this is gonna let me see like all the comics I unlocked or something. Oh, I can't go in as Spider-Man? The Sensational Hornet. And then there's a Black Cat poster. For reasons.
Peter?
Hey, Stan.
Oh, welcome back, true believer. Gosh, I haven't seen
Scarlet
you in the
Spider.
store since... I can't say it enough. I am so sorry about your Uncle Ben. Oh, he was a good man. He was the best.
Thanks. Thanks. I was just remembering how we used to come in together. After the mess I made house sitting for you, I felt kind of bad.
Oh, water under the bridge. Hey, can't I get you anything? Some Merry Marvel mayhem to get the old pulse pounding?
Nah, I was just passing by, but I'll come back.
Well, enough said. Anytime you need inspiration, I'll be right here.
There's figures in your adventure and learn cool facts about them. There we go. By collecting comic pages in the city, you'll unlock cool comic books to be read. You can peek at awesome concept art from the game's production. Practice your fighting skills with the coin-op machine. Well, alright. But graphics on Stan Lee looks really good. And he kind of stands out a bit compared to the other characters, and I'm assuming that's because they probably did, like they actually may have mocapped him. And even if they didn't
My
mocap
friends check out the
him,
band at Jazzy Johnny's. I get to swing
This
around.
gang war is terrible. You know, in my day, gangs were different. Hey, we just solved our problems by dancing. Oh, wait a minute. I'm thinking West Side Story.
Okay, sorry about that. I was just letting the in-game audio talk. Let me pause it so that way I'm not interrupted again. But it's likely at the very least they, they scanned his face, and then had someone else mocap. But that's why Stan Lee kind of stands out and looks very detailed. So that's cool. Made him an owner of the comic book shop. You got some actual, for the most part, it looks like real comics for stuff. There's things like slingers. Some called Solo. I don't know if that's a thing. Everything else looks mostly recognizable, so it might be a thing.
Missed another lecture. Good thing the professor puts them online. Now, if only my term paper would write itself. Ooh, I've been looking for this.
I just picked up. I realized picked up stuff. So we got more issues of things on the walls. Jackpot? Is that a thing? That Silver Sable shirt. Comics 50% off. A lot of Spider-Man. I think her name's Arachne? Something? Maybe? I'm making stuff up. Alright, I don't really have much in the way of posters, so I'm not gonna bother looking through. Well, let me check if I got. No. That's it. Authorized personnel only. Got some more comic books. Worth $100,
So,
apparently.
my old enemy, we meet again.
Alright. Sure, let's insert coin. Okay.
Here we go.
Oh,
Wave one.
okay. This is like a challenge mode. You see, because I wasn't too sure what exactly I was going to be stepping into. I don't know if this was gonna end up being a challenge mode of sorts, or if they actually made I don't know, a cute little side game to play, but nah.
I can't work under these conditions. Your breath reeks. Okay, so I'm showing off. Bet that's kind of gross for you. Which I find hilarious.
You're all tricks. No more tricks.
And the judges give Spidey a perfect score.
Wave two.
Okay, the judges are just in my head, but still.
Come on, show me.
You know, I hear jail's a lot nicer now. The toilets have seats in it.
That was weird.
Don't try that at home.
Take you on any day. Mono a mono.
I thought there was a button for me to disarm the other guy.
No animals were hurt. Bad guys, on the other hand. Yeesh. Nice dental work. Sorry I have to break. Yoink! I think I made my point.
Wave three.
Oh shit.
I tell you, you have other options in life? I'm really sure you do.
Alright, that was weird.
Okay, so I'm showing off.
Final wave.
This is intense.
You're all hat, no cattle.
I'll be a criminal, you said. Money, glamour, power. Any second thoughts? Yes, that was awesome.
Do I really want to continue? I mean, I kind of don't feel like considering just how bad the controls are. Like I said, it's been a few years since I played Amazing Spider-Man, but I could have sworn its gameplay was actually pretty good. Because this feels kind of slow and unresponsive. Oh, I guess I'll keep trying for now. I really regret my decision. Oh, what is this?
Wave one.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 1
remember this. Not the fight, just how bored I am.
You're just a scrawny kid, ain't you? Come on, shoot.
Alright, that just looked weird.
Man, I was in the zone. Hey,
Wave
I'm Tommy's
two.
bad guy. Was I in the zone or what?
No fancy tricks, time to fight like men.
And pull.
That mask don't scare me.
Hey, will you be my arch enemy?
I fought tougher than you.
Tug of war.
Now you just a scrawny kid, ain't you? Come on, show me what you got. No fancy tricks, time to... That mask don't scare me.
Didn't I already fight you? Or do you have no original moves whatsoever?
I fought tougher than you.
I'll take you on any day. Mono a mono.
Come on, show me what you got.
Running out of tricks, are we?
Reprise zone. Lower the columns in the correct order. I don't even know what the correct order is supposed to be, but it doesn't seem like I got kind of time.
Just in time.
Wave three.
Now
I
you
don't
just a
think it worked.
scrawny kid,
Or
ain't you?
maybe it did?
On what planet is that called fighting? I think I made my point.
You're not so scary in person.
Sometimes I even impress myself.
Final wave.
They don't give you much room to breathe, do they? I can't work under these conditions. Your breath reeks.
I fought tougher than you. No fancy tricks, time to fight like men. Come on, show me what you got. That mask don't scare me.
I'll take
Could you maybe pretend you know what you're doing?
I fought tougher than you. No fancy tricks.
Man, bad guys have really... If I can handle that, I can handle anything.
Nah. I don't think I care that much. I can sit there, collect whatever stupid shit. If it, if I see it.
Video Spidey is smarter than me. He charges a quarter to fight crime. So, my old enemy, we meet again.
Oh. Oh, actual comic. Which happens from time to time. Either you'll just get like like a cover and an explanation of that particular comic, but here actually get a comic. That's definitely a newer issue. Yeah, 2003. Black Cat. Oh, definitely an oldie. Jean de Wolf. Alright, that's pretty cool. I'm pretty sure that there was other Spider-Man games that also did that, but it depends. Like I said, they can sometimes they do that, or sometimes they just give you the info about the comic. Now we're checking out figures. Okay, looks like there's like a set. Some of these. Alright. So I guess that's kind of cool. This little thing kind of just serves as your collectible room. Not too crazy about the challenge
You hear
mode.
about this Carnage Killer? What kind of name is that? Boy, in my day, we had serial killer names with pizzazz, like the Boston Strangler. I mean, that tells you where he's from, what he does. None of this artsy stuff.
Alrighty. Get out of here. But yeah, just from what I remember playing the Amazing Spider-Man 1 game, I could have sworn it was a pretty alright game. Like, I could have sworn the combat I thought was actually good. Like, yeah, it tried to be like the Arkham games, but it worked really well, and I thought it was really cool. Could have sworn it was really cool. You know, kind of odd that you go from a game like Amazing Spider-Man 1 that I thought had you know, was a good building block and startup leading into other Spider-Man games. But man, this is really going step backwards.
So he says to him, one, meat lovers. Okay, in what world does meat lovers mean mushrooms?
Yeah, way, and I'm like, nuh-uh, and she's all like, yeah-ha, it's so true.
This is Carradine, what do you need?
Firepower, man. It's getting crazy out there, you know what I'm saying? We need some serious boomstick, and they say you're the guy that can make that happen.
Alley behind Nuno's bar, 2 hours.
Ooh, what is this? Having increased the gripping strength of the web shooters, clamping mechanism, Spider-Man can apply more force to his web when swinging, make him go faster or higher. Alright, boost your swing, hold both. Alright.
Too many days like this, and I'll be your grouchy neighborhood Spider-Man.
I see comic. See a comic. I'm gonna get it. It's gonna bounce all over the place. Yep. And I got it.
Nice. Where have you been all my life?
We have a disturbing the peace call. Stand by for location.
Got the
You got out of jail awful Didn't I already fight you? Or do you have no original moves whatsoever? I almost died just then. Of boredom.
Spider-Man showed once again that no crime is too small to escape his notice.
Oh, more things popped up. I might have to chill with the comic book getting. Maybe. I lied.
Available units, please respond to a disturbing the peace situation. Suspects may be armed.
Just call the woman I love fat.
Come on, show me what you got.
I was really scared that someone might see me fighting you losers.
Neighborhood residents thanked Spider-Man for cleaning up their community, calling him, quote, one of us.
Then I realized they still haven't shown anything, or I haven't seen anything about changing my outfit. Because I know I got DLC outfits.
Come to Papa. One day nobody's gonna commit any crimes, and I won't know what to do with myself.
on. Be an ass.
Ooh, I've been looking for this. Some days I want to tell Jonah Jameson who I really am just to see the look on his face.
Business owner reports suspects disturbing the peace in his parking lot.
Bam! There he is!
What, you thought I'd let the small timers slide? Not a chance. Don't try that at home.
Fancy tricks, time to fight like men.
I might just have a future at this. I almost died just then. Of boredom.
The happy faces of residents no longer afraid to walk the streets prove once again why he's called your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man.
Why the hell in these pictures he's all scratched up like this? I wonder if this is foreshadowing. Like sometimes in a story my outfit's gonna get tore up. It might tell me, oh, where I can go to patch it up or whatever, and oh, here's the other outfits you can use. Because I think Amazing Spider-Man 1 may have did something similar to that, maybe? I'm not too sure. How's my heroic level lower?
Score.
Alright, do these things just keep coming up? So, is there no way to do them and keep doing them in a way that, you know, they just stop showing up for a bit? Because that's kind of a bummer, especially, you know, if you're trying to go around and collecting these comic books.
Now that's a keeper. End of the line, by Webb anyway.
We have a report of an attempted B&E in progress.
Yo, over here! Fellas, I got it!
Could you maybe pretend you know what you're doing? Okay, so I'm showing off. Timber! Always feels good to take out the trash.
Business owners praised Spider-Man for improvement not just in crime rates, but also in the local economy.
Yeah, it looks like it just keeps coming up. Yeah, so I really don't know if I can keep doing them in such a way that they completely, or at least for a time, like stop showing up, but I want to sit here and be caught up doing this whatever amount of times, and it seems like they're just the same thing over and over again anyways. So let's go straight to the story mission.
My life is so weird.
Oh. Alright. Heard it, I saw it. Nah.
Whew, nice. Nothing to Webb. to Papa. Score.
And that looked awful. Yeah.
It's Spider-Man! How's my hair?
Oh, come on, man.
Wait, you gonna count that? I thought we had trust.
You're funny. Hey, what's that?
Stop!
Come on!
At least Spidey could have used a little bit more stealth.
Hostage. Not good.
Oh.
No way am I letting you kill anyone else.
Alright, so that looked cool, honestly.
Help me! Please!
Shut up or I'll shut you up!
Calm her down, damn it! I swear I will kill the both of you!
I know, Uncle Ben.
The heck was that?
Hostage comes first.
Alright, I gotta write that part.
You okay?
Just shaking up! Get that psycho!
No more hostages, Carradine. Just you and me. I promise, Uncle Ben. I promise he won't get away this time.
Alright, let's go straight to the next story.
Spider-Man, can I have your...
They still do anything about my suits? Huh.
He can't have gotten far. Huh? My God.
911, what is your emergency?
I need to report a dead body. Excellent. If I get spotted, this is gonna get ugly. Gotta move faster.
I get it, Doc. I know how this is supposed to go. I tell you, my parents beat me or dropped me on my head. I had a horrible childhood. Boo-hoo. And sure, it had its moments. My dad beat me unconscious, my mom drank. But a lot of people go through that and don't end up like I did. Here's what really happened. When I was still just a kid, I saw the truth. Life is meaningless. Death is the only thing that matters.
Alright, hold on for a bit.
Aunt May's gonna hear about this sooner or later, and I don't want her to be alone when she does. Ooh, I've been looking for this. Now that's a keeper. Where have you been all my life? I promised Aunt May I'd be home soon. Better get moving. When are people gonna learn it's Spider-Man? The hyphen is important.
Oh, really? I was like right there. Alright, whatever. Stupid fucking game. Oh, I heard a comic book. I did hear a comic book.
Score. Ooh, I've been looking for this.
Suspected burglary in progress. Stand by for location.
Bam! There he is!
I can't work under these conditions. Your breath reeks.
You just a scrawny kid, ain't you?
Why can't they all be like that? I was really scared that someone might see me fighting you losers.
Many of the petty criminals apprehended by Spider-Man turned out to be wanted on far more serious charges.
I don't care anymore.
Nice. been a while since I checked in on Aunt May. I should swing by the old homestead.
Available units, please respond to a disturbing the peace situation. Suspects may be armed.
Did you just call the woman I...
I was really scared that someone might see me fighting you losers.
Spider-Man showed once again that no crime is too small to escape his notice.
Where have you been all my life? Now that's a keeper. Ran out of road. Sometimes I wonder what would have happened if I'd been bitten by a hedgehog.
Okay, so I'm wondering if this will be the place where I can change my outfits and all that.
The guy who killed Uncle Ben is gone. You'd think that would bring me some peace. But I don't feel peaceful. Not even close.
Yeah, here we go. Oh, replay any mission in the game by looking at the pictures. Alright, that's cool. And that seems just about it. Tech piece collect by upgrade. Didn't I know that already? Over here. Oh. Alright, let's examine the wardrobe. See what I got. So, of course, this is the default outfit. The outfit of not only, you know, for the most part, Amazing Spider-Man 2, but this is the outfit that really closely resembles the outfit in the comic books. So I think for sure of all the movie outfits, this one, to me, is I think the best one. If I go stats, oh, okay, there's actually stats and stuff. So this has damage bonus, increased damage combo streak bonus, shooting rate. All right. So, of course, we got Black Suit, Spider-Man. It said first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man number 252. I'm gonna have to be a nerd about this. It depends, honestly. Alright, because this is why. So, even though it said it first appeared in Amazing Spider-Man number 252, he originally got it during the Secret Wars event that they had back then, which was how he got the black suit. But if it's saying like it first appeared in Amazing Spider number 252, now keep in mind that Secret Wars was like this year-long story that they were doing. But while they were doing the story, they were still they still had to have their other characters make stories like on their books. So all depending, it's quite possible that even though Secret Wars is technically in chronological story, that was where the symbiote first appeared in. It's quite possible that for reasons, especially if maybe something got delayed, if that particular issue was delayed or any other issue was delayed for any other reason, then it is quite possible that month's issue or whatever of Amazing Spider-Man kind of beat it to the punch, even though it wasn't the actual first appearance or the original appearance. So that's the only thing that I could think of. Alright, so this has damage bonus as well. Tech piece bonus. Okay, uses the worth of those tech things I've been picking up. And damage resistance. Alright. We got Cosmic Spider-Man, which always seems to be a thing to have in these games. Alright, I'll read what it says. One of my favorite comics as a kid was all about the mystical force in the universe that temporarily bestows cosmic power on worthy individuals, empowering them to deal with the monumental crisis at hand. Those powers are real. I'd wear them like this. First appeared Amazing Spider-Man, number 329, 1990. So if no one knows what the deal with this outfit is in particular, so there's a cosmic force that goes around and shows up during like a moment of need. And in this instance, Spider-Man got the cosmic power. I think he had it for like a day or something, but it came about during a fight that he had with, if I'm not mistaken, the Incredible Hulk. And with the cosmic power, like for that brief period of time, he was Cosmic Spider-Man. And he was able to beat up the Hulk, essentially. He could have really used that in Infinity War. Alright, so you got a healing rate, which makes sense. Increase the radius of Spider-Man's spider sense. I don't know how important that is. Reduces the amount of ionic webbing needed to weaken enemies' armors. Alright, so that might be a thing that I have to deal with. Ends of the Earth suit. I'm not too familiar with this outfit. It does look really cool. Kind of gives me a Jason Todd type of vibe out of it. Ends of Earth. So I'm not too familiar with it. I'm not sure if this came about from like an actual mainline like Spider-Man story, or if this was a alternate Earth story. So I'm not positive. Let's see, I'm thinking about the future. Should my life ever become more a living comic book that already is, complete with my own rogues gallery, sinister villains? Design allows all sorts of customizations. Should be able to equip it further with all sorts of tech. Typically tailor to combat as many as 6 different defined superpowers. Alright. First appeared The Amazing Spider-Man number 682, 2012. So, no, it sounds like this is something that came up in the main storyline. And unfortunately, I'm not too aware of it. Looks really cool, though. I might use that. At least for a bit. I don't know. So, but I guess it happened in the main storyline, because I'm really not too familiar with it. Very shiny, though. Alright, blunt resistance, reduce damage. Damage resistance and seismic speed. Decrease the amount of time needed to charge up seismic blast ability. Alright. Electro-proof suit. Not too familiar with this outfit as well. Before Gwen and I broke up, she told me about a crazy tank of electric eels at Oscorp. I was being used to research better ways to prevent risk of electrocution. She was in on the research and helped me make it a weekend project to create a suit that specializes in nullifying electric shock. Sure hope I never have to use it. Amazing Spider-Man number 425, 1996. Just somehow just missed this one. You know, fell through the cracks, I guess. Alright, got electric resistance. I wonder if Electro's in this game. Shooting rate and sticky duration. Increase duration, enemies, objects raised. Immobilized by web. Alright. Oops, I hit the wrong button. Oh, and here we got the Iron Spider. Sometimes I imagine myself as a billionaire playboy philanthropist who still doesn't take a break from his responsibilities as a firefighter. Not only would my rich guy suit look red and gold, markedly more metallic, it would be able to transform its appearance any way I like. At least I can handle that first part now. Using Spider-Man 529. Increases amount of damage, Spidey receives, fire resistance, and ballistic resistance. That could be useful if I can use these outfits in those challenges, if I even decide I want to do that. Spider-Man Noir suit. Oh, but of course, as far as the Iron Spider suit goes, I think a lot of people are already well aware of this outfit. It happened in Amazing Spider-Man number 529, but it was pretty much during or leading up to the events of Civil War. When Tony Stark gave Peter the Iron Spider suit after he revealed his identity to the world. Which in lots of ways ended up being like huge mistake. I think it even got J. Jonah Jameson to get a heart attack. Eventually, though, I think he ended up ditching the suit. But at one point, when Spider-Man defected, he was able, and Iron Man. Tony Stark had a failsafe for that. In actuality, Peter Parker had already deactivated the failsafe and left a rude message for him. Now we got Spider-Man Noir suit. All comics that stand shut the right away my popularity without paying me a dime. Spider-Man Noir might be the weirdest. I mean, even against 1930s gangsters, I would not carry a gun. Still, the costume kind of rules, and it's great for being stealthy. First appeared Spider-Man Noir number 1, 2008. So Spider-Man Noir was actually a line of comics that came out that just take place in actually, from what I remember, there's like a noir universe. So there's like noir versions of multiple characters. Not too familiar with what they could all be, but I know definitely one of them is Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Noir does show up in the Shattered Dimensions game. You get to learn a little bit about him through that game, which is a great game, by the way. So you got stealth efficiency, takedown range, and ballistic resistance. Sounds useful as well. This is Vigilante outfit from the movie. The first movie of Amazing Spider-Man. I mean, I guess put on again for old time's sake. Its stats is really weak. He has a damage bonus, heroic bonus. Oh, making it easier for Spidey to keep his heroic reputation, and stealth efficiency. Amazing Spider-Man, first real Spidey costume, all sewn back together after a lot of wear, good as new. Still kind of smells like all the time I spend in the sewers finding a lizard chasing down cross-species monstrosities, though, ew. So that's definitely a reference to the first Amazing Spider-Man game. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, with the first Amazing Spider-Man game, it took place after the events of the first movie. So you would watch that first movie and then play the game, and then, if I'm not mistaken, I believe, yeah, it's supposed to take place either after those events or they added other stuff. I'm not positive as I'm speaking. So, but of course, this first showed up in that first Amazing Spider-Man movie. Kind of seems okay. In all honesty, I was never really that crazy about it. I don't know. It doesn't look like I could zoom in or anything, but I always felt like if you just look at the head, it looked like a basketball, or something, like the texture of it. And I don't know. I just was never really a big fan of this outfit. I'm just gonna say that. And I guess that's it. I mean, I see other hangers, so I'm kind of assuming maybe there's going to be other outfits to unlock. I hope I don't have to do those challenges. But really quick, because I'm curious, I'm going to look it up. Normally, actually for a pretty long time, Spider-Man games have been known to give you options in a variety of different outfits. Of course, the most popular outfits to see in these games is stuff like the black suit. Like, that's pretty common. So essentially, like, ever since they started having Spider-Man games where you can switch between outfits, black suit is definitely one of the most common ones to see in games. Believe it or not, Cosmic Spider-Man as well. So just like the black suit, this has kind of been a staple of alternate outfits. I don't think this suit in particular has been in other games, but I think I've seen variations of it. This I've seen in other games before, I believe. This definitely seen in other games. Noir suit, same thing, and you play as Spider-Man Noir if you played Shattered Dimensions. So yeah. So it's like, do I want to just, I wonder, how high of a level do these go? Okay, so there is a max level that they do achieve. Don't know what that max level is. I assume it's probably going to be level 9 or something, maybe. So what I'll do is I'll stick to this Spider-Man outfit until I max it out, and then I will switch to an outfit that I like. Because I do like this outfit very much because it's just very reminiscent of the comic book outfit. Alright, so from this list that I see, the outfits are, you got the default suit, Amazing, and then the suit from the first Amazing Spider-Man movie, Vigilante suit, so all these we saw. There is a... Okay. Alright, so the other ones that are here are actually you can only get from DLC. And that is the Noir Spider-Man, the Cosmic Spider-Man, the symbiote costume, Iron Spider, and from ordering from the PlayStation Network, because this is the digital version, the Electroproof suit. So, yay. But yeah, so the Noir Spider-Man, Cosmic Spider, Symbiote, and Iron Spider were GameStop pre-order bonuses. But I got, the whatever digital deluxe gold, whatever the fuck, edition for this game, so it happened to include those. As far as the other outfits goes, and it looks like we have some really cool ones here. We got... Alright, so we got Scarlet Spider, the 2012, or at least, well, yeah, because I think there's been a few variations of the Scarlet Spider outfit. So the 2012 version, the Kane version, basically, if anyone listening to this is at all familiar with Kane Parker, and Scarlet Spider in general. So there's been at least a couple people who have taken on the mantle of Scarlet Spider, the original one being Ben Reilly. So this that particular outfit I've seen a few times in some of the older games. In the last Amazing Spider-Man game, that the newer iteration, at least at that time, was available to use, and I ended up using that outfit because it's a really cool outfit to wear and all that. So the original Scarlet Spider was Ben Reilly, who was a clone of Spider-Man, and also a really bad storyline. It led to the real Spider-Man thinking that he was actually a clone, and the clone Spider-Man thinking he was the real Spider-Man, and months later it ended up no, that wasn't the case. But before all that happened, Peter Parker, the original Peter Parker, who thought he was a clone, decided he was gonna retire because him and Mary Jane were together. They were gonna start a family, and it'd be best for him to retire. And at least with Ben Reilly, we would have like a new Spider-Man to take up the mantle of that. And he ended up becoming Spider-Man. Prior to that, we had two Spider-Man, and to differentiate the other one, he was Scarlet Spider, who wore like an all-red outfit with a light blue hoodie. But eventually the original Peter Parker came back. He took up the mantle of Spider-Man again after the supposed death of Ben Reilly, but he ends up coming back. You know how comic books are. But in between all of that, it turns out that there was another clone of Peter Parker, Spider-Man, and that was Kane. And he was crazy, he was disfigured, he was just a bad clone. I don't know if it was I don't really recall if it was one of those things where he was a clone of a clone, or just, experiment. The experiment just took a crazy turn. Either way, he ended up being a serious enemy to Spider-Man over the years. Had many back and forth struggles with him until eventually, I believe it was during the events of the Spider Island story, maybe? I don't know. All these things get crossed with each other, but at some point he had been cured of his disfigurement. He was less crazy, and he ended up taking up the mantle of Scarlet Spider, but with a completely different outfit. It was like a all red and black outfit. Looked really, really cool. But he only lasted for a little while, and then I think in the events of one of the major Spider-Man events that was happening over the course of that time, I think he sacrificed himself and may have died, but he may be alive still. Anyways, don't know. But now we do have a Scarlet Spider, but it's actually back to Ben Reilly. And I believe he has an outfit that's similar to his original iteration when he was Scarlet Spider. So yeah, hope anyone that listened to that enjoyed that bullshit. Let's see. All right. So as far as the other outfits goes, Hornet suit. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's a made-up thing, like for this universe, or if there is a character called Hornet, the Hornet. I don't know. We'll find out if I ever unlock it, which I have to look up to see how am I supposed to do. Spider-Man 2099, which is kind of self-explanatory. That's the Spider-Man outfit from the Spider-Man from year 2099, which is another line of Marvel comics, as well as, you know, parallel, you know, universe or part of the Marvel multiverse, where it takes place in 2099. And it's kind of, I guess the best way that I could kind of explain it for the people who might be more familiar with this, like Batman Beyond. But this was Spider-Man 2099 and that whole little universe. That was like years before that, but just to, you know, explain like the look of the future and his outfit. The easiest explanation would just be like Batman Beyond. It's a lazy explanation, but it covers somewhat of the gist of that. It's not Peter Parker or anything as Spider-Man. It's a completely different dude named Miguel O'Hara. Let's see. We got the Superior suit, which I guess is the Superior Spider-Man suit, which was from that, which is another cool looking suit, but it came from the time that Doc Ock's consciousness took over Peter Parker's body. Yeah, it sounds as stupid as I'm saying it, you know, just saying it out loud, but that was a thing. So much similar to the Clone Spider-Man storyline, this lasted, you know, a couple years as well. Featured a story where a dying Doc Ock decided to swap bodies, or no, it wasn't even, yeah, in a way to swap bodies with with Spider-Man, and then Peter Parker's conscience, oh my god. Yeah, I just feel stupid explaining this, but I'm gonna power through it anyways. So when their consciousness were swapped, Peter Parker, who was in the dying Doc Ock body, like, he died, and Doc Ock, but now as Peter Parker Spider-Man, lived on. It seemed though that Doc Ock was in a bit of a conflict of sorts, because even though he was still very much Doc Ock, he seemed to share some qualities of Spider-Man, you know, of Peter Parker. So it led him to be more of a crime fighter, but an actually more deadlier crime fighter. But it definitely, it was like, I guess, basically a Spider-Man with no inhibitions. You know, and that goes for Peter Parker as well, who during that duration, so Doc Ock, as the Spider-Man, was able to start his own company, Parker Industries. So yeah. But after a couple years, Peter Parker's consciousness was actually still in his body, and they were having like mental wars, battles, whatever, until, I don't know, the Peter Parker consciousness, I don't know, it just eclipsed Doc Ock's consciousness, and boom, we got Spider-Man back. It's stupid, okay? It's just dumb comic book bullshit. Then we got something called Flipside. I don't know what that is. Let me click on it. Nope, don't know what it is. It looks cool. Oh, okay. In the year 20... It's enemy in 2099, maybe? Flipside was discovered by a group of foragers led by Pack-Rat, though they were unable... So he's a robot? After surviving an explosion in the city of Nightshade, Spider-Man was found and brought to Pack-Rat, who had him attempt to activate the robot. which was successful as this era Spider-Man did not exist in his outdated records. Flipside extrapolated based on his appearance, configuring himself into a combination of the original Spider-Man and Venom. Okay. Basically, it's some type of spider robot. So, can't say I'm really familiar with that. So then we got the Miles Morales outfit. I'm sure that's another person or character that people are more familiar with and are probably going to be familiar with. Miles Morales, he's been out for a good few years. Debuted over in the Ultimate Universe, which is another multiverse in the Marvel Universe. And after the death of the Ultimate Spider-Man, Miles Morales ended up taking over as Spider-Man. And eventually, the Ultimate Universe, I don't think it exists anymore. And a few of its characters are now in the mainline 616 Marvel Universe. And that includes Miles. Alright, big time suit. I keep seeing this suit in games, but I'm not really too familiar with it. But let's see, then you have Ricochet, which is, I think, one of the alternate identities Spider-Man or Peter Parker took at one point when Spider-Man was a wanted criminal or something like that. And then we got Spider Armor Mark II. I see that that outfit as well in games, but don't know too much about it either. So, alright, if I want to find out how to unlock each thing, I have to click on it. So, let's check it out. See what we got to do. It says this suit can be unlocked by visiting a Russian hideout. Alright, that shows up a lot. Because in the few times I would look up to see, like, okay, how do I unlock this outfit? This one doesn't say. It just says here, when Spider-Man was accused of murder during the identity... Oh, okay. Duh. Alright, so remember when I just mentioned about, when Spider-Man... Alright, so there was a story where Spider-Man was wanted for murder, or was accused of murder again. And there was a storyline that was called, Identity Crisis, and he made 4 different outfits. So he can, he made 4 different outfits with 4 different names for each one, so he can still go out and about and fight crime. It's kind of an amusing storyline in a way. But the Hornet outfit was definitely one of them. It doesn't say. Let's see. He donned 4. So, in the storyline, he donned 4 different costumes, continue saving lives without anyone knowing it was him. The Hornet costume was designed by Mary Jane Watson Parker, and the weapon gauntlets were designed by Spider-Man based on Ben Reilly's Stinger darts. The cybernetically controlled wing harness was designed by Hobie Brown, which is the Prowler. It says that right here. And I'm pretty familiar with the Prowler. He's a long-time Spider-Man... a friendly character who never used it as it was too heavy to be worn by a person of normal strength. Spider-Man, however, was able to wear it. So, but it does not mention how to unlock it. So I guess maybe I unlock it over time. Got Spider-Man 2099. Yeah. It says Russian hideout. This doesn't say anything specific either. Oh well, whatever. As long as none of the outfits I really like is tied to that stupid fucking challenge mode. Like, I will lose my shit. Alright. I think I sat here and looked up enough outfits and geeked out and all that. I'm gonna stick to this outfit for now. I'll level it up and then I'll just switch to another cool outfit and level that shit up. But for now, let's go talk to Aunt May, who unfortunately won't be the hot Aunt May from the recent Spider-Man movies. Or the recenter-ist Spider-Man movies.
Police confirmed tonight that there's a serial killer on the loose, one with a unique twist. He hunts other killers. His latest
For all those who are viewing it,
Carradine has been identified as the perpetrator in last year's shooting of Queens resident Benjamin Parker. Some New Yorkers we spoke to applaud the fact that violent criminals are being taken off the streets.
Hey, somebody wants to clean up the trash. I say more power to them.
But police caution that the perpetrator is a threat to everyone.
This individual is a dangerous psychopath. He commits acts of extreme carnage and brutality, leaving the initials CK written in blood as a signature. The crime scenes are so gruesome, they shock even veteran officers.
Due to the letters and the horrific nature of the crimes, authorities are calling this man the Carnage Killer. Anyone with information should call the police immediately. This is Whitney Chang for the Daily Bugle News Network.
Horrible. But at least it's finally over. The man who took Ben from us won't ever hurt anyone again. Maybe now we can move on. Peter? What's the matter?
Aunt May, the truth is, I'm glad he's dead. I know that's wrong.
You're relieved a bad man can't hurt anyone else. That's different. You're glad a murderer was brought to justice. There's nothing wrong with that.
I know. It's just,
Part of you wishes you're the one who did the bringing to justice?
Yeah.
That's not what Ben would have wanted. He wanted you to work hard, graduate, go to college, all the things you did. Wherever he is, he's very proud of you, and so am I.
I wished for bad things to happen to this Carradine guy. A lot.
That's perfectly natural. He killed your uncle.
Yeah, but...
Peter Parker, it's bad enough you feel guilty about Ben. I won't let you beat yourself up over this. Why would it be your fault? Did you kill that man?
No.
He was a criminal. He associated with awful people. It's not as if you had any control over that. What could you have done?
So, you feel better?
My husband's still gone. I think that'll hurt forever.
You said you thought maybe we could move on.
Yes, now that there isn't that question hanging over us. Where is he? Why don't they catch him? Now we can look ahead.
But it's not like being happy.
We'll be happy again, Peter. I promise you.
You heard Whitney Chang. Some people are grateful to the Carnage Killer. I kinda know how they feel.
That's not the same as condoning it. You're not glad this Carnage person is out there murdering, are you? You want him taken off the streets, don't you?
Yes. Yeah, I do. And he will be. Aunt May, can you turn that up?
We have breaking news of a hostage situation at Oscorp. Armed men are holding several employees at gunpoint.
Oh, no.
Security camera footage has identified the ringleader as career criminal Herman Schultz.
Schultz?
What?
Gwen, she still interns at Oscorp.
At the office this late?
No, but I should make sure.
Oh, that's a good idea. I always thought you two never should have split up.
Don't wait up for me.
I always do.
I guess I could exit either way. Yeah. Alright, so I played for a couple hours. Didn't really accomplish too much because I was collecting comics, doing the basically just the stupid generic side stuff that's been popping up in these games ever since the Spider-Man 2 movie game. But I don't know, this might be a good place for me to stop.
It's my fault Schultz got away. If he hurts anyone... No, not this time.
Alright, we do have more pictures to take. What's this? Metro. Hop on a train to... Oh, okay, so that's how I get home, and then of course we got these things. I see comic book, so you know what? I'm gonna take care of that now.
Ooh, I've been looking for this.
Let's see, any other conflicts in the area? Oh, I see a couple over there. See one down there. Alright.
Where have you been all my life? Nice.
Alright, I knew there... Say, I thought I heard another thing around here, but... Yeah, it's on the other side of that. Okay, it's right there.
Score. Now that's a keeper.
I'm gonna climb that building. See if that's anything. Now my stupid heroic level's going down. So I'm not doing those petty crime missions. I feel are just a waste of time. Oh, pick some up. Audio log.
I've been
That's
watching
random.
the spider for a while now.
Oh, the fuck?
He's gotten better at fighting and hunting. Like someone's been training him.
Huh?
But really, he hasn't changed. Still playing the Boy Scout. Grabbing up purse snatchers and letting the world beat him up instead of using his power to get the life he deserves. No different than the sucker who punches a clock each day to make his boss rich. There's no helping guys like that. He deserves what he gets.
Well, alright. So, Felicia Hardy, Black Hat, she's actually a character in the last game. And it seems like she might be in this game. So, it says something about someone been training him, but I don't think that's the case. It just sounds like he just improved over time. Alright, didn't realize that was a thing to concern myself with, but... Alright, I think that's it. So that looks cool, like I'm not gonna lie, but pretty much it. Empire State Building. Wonder if Kingpin's in there. Oh, there's a few comic books. There's one down there, I think. One over there. Alright. What's this? Oh, I got enough points to buy stuff. Alright, we're doing a human interest piece on some old fogies, a pillar community, blah blah. Now, sir, they still make those. I thought they led to juvenile delinquency. Anyway, I don't want to waste a real reporter on this. Get a shot of the store front. Okay. Is that a thing I have to concern myself with? I'm gonna get that out of the way. Because I'm right by the place. I think I'm across the street. Yeah. Alright, this might be a good spot to...
Good shot. I don't need much of an excuse to visit a place as awesome as the comic stand.
Not that good, but it'll do better next time. Alright, whatever. I don't know if that's something that really, like, I could have changed. Oh, there's a fire. That's new. Oh, it's probably gonna be like what I did earlier. Alright, let me get my heroic level back up. This is really an inconvenience.
Disturbing the peace call. Stand by for location.
Don't lie to me. I saw your car in...
That mask don't scare me.
died just then. Of boredom.
Business owners praised Spider-Man for improvement not just in crime rates.
Okay, so now we're coming out with different variants. So we had fires. Now we have car chases as well. At least they're changing it up some, but this is very reminiscent of pretty much every other Spider-Man game. Like I said, that's been coming out since Spider-Man 2.
Come to Papa.
Movie game. I feel like I have to differentiate because there's been so many Spider-Mans.
Gotta catch up to that car. You're the definition of an offensive driver.
Oh. Alright, so I gotta take out that guy, I guess, before it lets me do anything. Oh. What the fuck? I didn't expect to have this much quick time shit to deal with. Oops. Hate trying to mash buttons on this controller.
No more innocent bystanders for them to correct.
Police report a drop in car thefts now that criminals know even a high-powered engine can't save them from Spider-Man.
Ooh, I've been looking for this. Score.
Oh, come on. Trolls. Like, I hear it. I'll see it. I let people die in a fire for a comic book. No, seriously, where is it though? Because I thought I heard it. I hear it. Not down here. Alright, when I jump up here, I hear it. No, I don't. That was a lie. Seriously don't understand where this ship could be. I'm gonna save these damn people from the damn fire.
Anyone trapped in there doesn't have much time.
Yeah, see, it's such an inconvenience. If I knew that, nah, it doesn't matter. I want to sit there and try to get all the comics and shit. Alrighty. How do I go about doing this? How do we do this? We go up here?
I'm coming!
Hey! We got people trapped in here!
You know, water balloons would be a much better weapon. Would I lie to you?
You are my brother, man.
Oh, whoever is downstairs.
Hey! I said I wanted my butt medium rare. Every second counts.
Really? I don't understand how to get to this person. God damn it.
When he barges in like that, grandstanding for the cameras, Spider-Man's putting the real heroes, our firefighters, at risk. He ought to be arrested.
I don't see it anymore. No one. Okay. Can I not do anything with this? Just gonna waste my time? Alright. What was that all about? Alright, I'm gonna let this whole city burn while I find these comic books. It seems like spider sense can be used to find comic books. I don't know what the hell. Like all of a sudden I can't find comic books. Like, I'll hear it, but alright, so I see one over in the distance. Oh, fucker. Oh my god, come on, dude.
Caller reports suspects attempting to break into a vehicle.
Another spider! Yeah, don't be a criminal, you said. Glamour, power! Any second thoughts? Hey, you're just a scrawny kid, ain't you? I think I made my point. Daily Bugle never gets pictures of me winning like this. Always feels good to take out the trash.
The happy faces of residents no longer afraid to walk the streets.
I'm right here. Let me deal with this.
I think I'm gonna be sick.
Suitable for framing. Sooner or later, guys like this always make a mistake.
Carnage Killer. Assume that's Cletus Cassidy.
The home for troubled kids burned down. Someone had chained up all the fire exits. The windows had bars over them to keep people like me in, but I was already outside. I watched their eyes through the window as they realized they were trapped. All the kids who tortured me laughed at me. The teachers, guards, and doctors. We all learned a lot that day, especially me.
Well, alright.
Nice. Ugh. My skin's crawling.
Oh, I have to take a picture of it.
Now that's a beautiful shot. This guy has a screw loose.
After I dropped that hairdryer into my mom's bath, the cops sent me to a home for troubled kids. You want to learn real quick what life's about. Spend some time in a place like that. All the rules, all the things we say are important. They don't mean squat. They're a lie we tell each other. Chains we put on ourselves because we're afraid to face the truth. I show people the truth, so they can't deny it. I show them how to be free.
Suspected burglary in progress. Stand by for location.
He's right here! Got the spider! You know, I hear jail's a lot nicer now. The toilets have seats and everything. No way. Fancy. No animals were hurt. Bad guys, on the other hand. Man, I was in the zone. Hey, unconscious bad guy. I almost died just then. Of boredom.
Spider-Man showed once again that no crime is too...
Now that's a keeper. Where have you been all my life? Come to Papa. Anyone trapped in there doesn't have much time. Get down and cover your mouth. I'm on my way. A few more seconds. Good thing my costume protects me, but not enough.
Thank you! I couldn't have lasted much longer!
Help! I'm boxed in!
Don't worry, I'll get you out.
Thanks, Spider-Man. You're A-okay in my book.
The grateful survivors say no one but Spider-Man could have possibly reached them in time.
Ooh, I've been looking for this.
You gotta be one sick puppy to do this.
Now that's a keeper. This guy has a screw loose.
I was maybe 6 years old. I saw a dog die after it got hit by a car. There was something in its eyes I couldn't look away from. What did it see while its life slipped away? I wanted to know. I had to know. My grandma was old. She was gonna die soon anyway, so I just sped up the process, pushed her down the stairs. But by the time I got to her, she was already dead. So I decided I was just gonna have to do it again.
Alright, so clearly, dude has problems. Alright, but I think that's all the picture stuff. Yep. So let me just fill up my heroic meter, and then I'll probably just stop for the day. I'm gonna get some playing time in case I don't get any tomorrow. Might be the case, all depending.
That hostage is in a lot of trouble. You're the definition of an offensive driver.
Oh, what the fuck?
Now they don't have any leverage.
With police vehicles stuck in traffic, Spider-Man swung into action.
Score. Oh yeah! Oh yeah! Those people won't be able to breathe for long. What do you say we get out of here?
Oh, there's 4 civilians.
Ah!
Nice.
So much for fires being romantic.
Help! The fire exits are blocked!
Thanks, brother. I mean that.
I'm coming. Keep calling out. Ah!
Please! I'm trapped in here!
trapped in there doesn't have much time.
Thank you! I couldn't have lasted much longer!
Get down and cover your mouth! I'm on my way!
Help! I'm boxed in!
Don't worry, I'll get you out!
Much obliged, Spider-Man.
Come on, don't be stupid. Alright, so that wasn't too bad, but that still felt like an ordeal.
My brother, man.
Firefighters are praising Spider-Man's efforts, calling them welcome and appreciated.
Oh, so this is max now. So I should change it out. Heroic level is up pretty high. Right, so I got that maxed out. So switch to the black suit. Any other comic books around? Oh, there's a couple.
Nice. That's a keeper. Where have you been all my life?
I'm just gonna stop it here for now. Unfortunately, it was kind of just me babbling most of the night. Got a couple viewers like here and there, but fortunately it didn't last. Can't say I blame them. I mean, would you want to watch a bad game based on a bad movie, played by a bad gamer? So, so other than that, I'm just gonna take the time to address a couple things. So if you look at my channel page, you'll kind of see like an itinerary of sorts of the games that I'm interested in playing sometime in the nearest of futures, all hoping. So you may have noticed that I was God of War, the God of Wars, that franchise, that series is on there, and I actually just recently completed all of them. Played through all the original games that came out since 2005, and completed the or at least played most of and beat the story for the newest God of War that came out. So I'm pretty much done with that franchise. I know I have to fix the page to kind of update it a bit. Right now I'm on Amazing Spider-Man 2 because this is of the Spider-Man console games that's been coming out since, let's say, Maximum Carnage. I've pretty much played, or at least like mostly played. I'm pretty sure I played every main console Spider-Man game since Maximum Carnage. And this was one of the last ones that I haven't played. We have the next Spider-Man game coming out, so you know what? I just wanted to get this game out of the way. And then that way I don't have to deal with it, at least anytime in the near future. Somewhere down the line, I may want to do a run-through of Spider-Man games, or maybe just a run-through of Marvel games in general. Not really too positive. Haven't really decided that far, but for now, I do have the list of games that I'm interested in playing sometime very, very soon. So among those, like, you'll see like God of War's on there, but I beat all those, so that's done for the time being, or at least the foreseeable future. You know, not quite sure if I will be revisiting them when the sequel of God of War eventually comes out. I know that there's supposed to be a new game plus added to this God of War, so all depending on how that works, I'm kind of just interested in playing through the story mode. So if anything, just looking ahead in the future, looking ahead, another 2-3 years or so, I might just replay the latest God of War that came out, but just doing the story, and I may not bother to play the other previous games leading up to that. You'll then also notice I got a picture of Spider-Man up there, but it doesn't say list of games because I felt the picture was self-explanatory, considering it's a picture from the newest Spider-Man game that's coming out, and that's definitely a game I'm very, very, very much interested in playing. And that's probably going to be one of the few games, or the other than God of War that came out, the only other game, brand new game or new release that I'm going to be playing this year. Another picture you may have noticed is I got a picture of Streets of Rage. That's to pretty much represent playing all 3 of the Streets of Rage games. So I might be playing that sometime in the near future, maybe somewhat soon, but it might be soon, just to beat and get out of the way. So probably after I beat this game, and then after I tackle those, then the only other things I believe is on the channel page that you'll notice is Resident Evils and Kingdom Hearts, because we got Resident Evil 2 Remake coming out around the corner. We got Kingdom Hearts 3 around the corner. You know, I'd really like to, alright, so as far as, let's address each of those series individually real quick. Because as far as Resident Evil go, the only thing that I'm going to be doing leading up to the Resident Evil 2 Remake is I'm going to be playing the original Resident Evil games, the first 3 that came out on PlayStation, PlayStation 1. After the completion of those games, I might just wait a little bit closer till the Resident Evil 2 Remake comes out. Maybe around the holidays, to play stuff like Resident Evil 0 and the Resident Evil 1 Remake, leading up to the Resident Evil 2 Remake, because getting through those Resident Evils seem a lot more feasible than, let's say, getting through them Kingdom Hearts. And then after I play Resident Evil 2 the Resident Evil 2 Remake, then I'm gonna rampage through the other Resident Evils. In between all of that nonsense, we then have the Kingdom Hearts. I would like to tell you that, hey, I'm gonna play all them Kingdom Hearts prior to Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out, but I'm already gonna tell you that likely will not be the case. I really wanted that to be the case. Unfortunately, it's not, so I'm probably going to be a little behind as far as that goes. But whenever I'm not dealing with a Spider-Man or a Resident Evil or whatever the case is, I will be playing the Kingdom Hearts somewhere in between. If that does end up being the case, we'll see what happens. Doesn't help that we have Resident Evil 2 Remake and Kingdom Hearts 3 practically coming out within days of each other. So it would be much more feasible and much more realistic to to go and play the Resident Evils, because it's likely I can be I could be ready for Resident Evil 2 Remake when it comes out, and then after that, I'll play the rest of the Resident Evil series from what you saw after that. I played most of the Resident Evils with the exception to the Revelation games and the newest Resident Evil 7. I picked not really the Dark Side Chronicle. I kind of played those games. I'm not into completion. The main reason why you see, there's been a lot of Resident Evil games, especially as far as side games goes. But the main reason why you see those, that list in particular is because those are the games that I feel that are much more pertinent to the story and is part of the lore and adds to the overall lore of Resident Evil. The other side games, not so much. Whether they're canon or not, they seem completely inconsequential to the overall Resident Evil storyline. Doesn't mean that I may or may not play some of those games sometime in the future for the hell of it, but I don't really feel a sense of urgency to do so, considering that most of those side games are pretty bad. So it's almost a coincidence of sorts that sorry. So it's almost a coincidence of sorts that I just so happen to not play. That I'm not playing those games because those are really awful games. I know, regardless of what people might feel about certain Resident Evil games, especially some of the later ones, 5 and 6 definitely come to mind. But those games are treasures compared to just some of those side games. We're talking about those Gun Survivors. Those were really awful games. There was a Resident Evil game that came out for the Game Boy Color that was awful. I know there was other side games. Dead Aim, I think that was one that looked pretty awful. So and there might be like a few others that I'm missing, but those games I mentioned in particular are complete shit and do nothing for the storyline. Because some of those have characters that you only see for that game and you never see again, or anything that's mentioned in it or whatever is like completely irrelevant to everything else that happens in Resident Evil. The Game Boy Color game that I mentioned does feature Leon. Like, you play as Leon, and I think you play as Barry as well. But I know both of them do show up in the game for sure. And at the very least, even if it didn't have much of a footprint in the overall Resident Evil universe, it did look like this was going to potentially be like, as maybe a series of games that would follow story one from the other. But that never happened. They only made that one game. It was like completely shit, and that was that. And there's like story elements, like the overall story kind of left a not a cliffhanger per se, but definitely left an opening for future sequels that obviously never happened. And the events of that game aren't even mentioned. There's also Operation Raccoon City, which I know a lot of people hated. I thought the game was okay. It can be fun, especially if with the right friends and all that. But that's that game's completely non-canon, though. And then there was like another side game that came to mind, but now I can't fucking think of it. I know there's Umbrella Corps, never played it. I heard that was shit for, I don't know, whatever reason people had, but I didn't care about it. But I'm trying to the Outbreak games. Okay, so the Outbreak games were probably one of the very few side games that were actually kind of cool. But playing them now kind of defeats the original purpose that those games were to serve back then. And they were supposed to be multiplayer heavy games. So they were really cool games, but I probably won't be playing them. So anyways, oh, notice we have a extra viewer here while I was babbling on. Unfortunately, I've been playing for the last few hours. It's getting late, and I'm gonna be stopping for the evening. But if you're interested in continuing to see me play a bad video game based off a bad movie, please follow. And that way also, so you can be notified whenever I do sign on. I'm playing The Amazing Spider-Man 2. I plan to at least beat the main game. I don't know about completing any of the other side stuff. And in case maybe you're not too interested in that, on my channel page, if you look at the bottom, I do have like a list of games that are on there that I'm going to be playing in the near future. Ignore God of War, because I actually completed those games and I just beat the newest game. So ignore that. But if you're interested in seeing that, I should have all the videos up from my run of doing God of War. So check it out if that's the thing that you're interested in. Other than that, if you see list of other games, those are games I plan on playing in the very near future. So if you're interested in seeing any of those, like I said, please follow, have your notifications on, so that way whenever I don't have a set schedule, unfortunately. It seems like, if I notice from the patterns, I have been signing on and streaming. Normally I don't play this late, but normally I sign on about maybe like 4ish. It could be 3, it could be 2, could be 5, could be 6. So somewhere in that huge block, I usually sign on and play whatever it is I'm playing at the moment. So, and I was just talking about the Resident Evil franchise, like, because if you notice, also I'm gonna be playing through not necessarily all the Resident Evils, but definitely like the main games and the games that are definitely more pertinent to the overall lore in the Resident Evil universe. So if you're interested in watching those games as well. Not a great gamer or anything like that. This is just to have fun. That's it. This isn't to display like some crazy skills, or expert knowledge like of these games. This is just to play them, have fun, talk shit, maybe laugh at my expense, because that's happened before, and that's quite okay. And that viewer dropped. So, but oh well. I was talking about the Outbreak games. Like I said, as far as Outbreak goes, they were online heavy games. Like the whole point to them were you played as one of several characters, and you play with other players online, and it's in that old school Resident Evil style. And it's cool for if you can play it for what it's meant to be, but to sit there and play it by yourself is really archaic, considering that you can't do things like save. Like, I don't think you can save in between or anything like that, so it's like you have to play each scenario unto completion, and having multiple people just helps greatly. But for the most part, I think in some ways it's not canon. I think maybe certain scenarios might be canon, but I'll just leave those out. Other than that, that's pretty much it. Thanks for all the assholes that just viewed the page for like a few minutes and then went about their day. Like I said, can't blame them for wanting to watch a bad game based on a bad movie. But that's what this is, and I'm gonna get through it for better or worse, and whatever. Hopefully I'll run into other people so that way I can just talk shit and geek out about Spider-Man and comic books in general, but really Spider-Man because he's my favorite superhero. So that being said, I think it's time for me to call it a night. I don't know about my status over the weekend as far as games goes. I don't know if I'm going to be signing on or not tomorrow. That's why I wanted to make sure that I played some tonight to kind of, I don't know, fulfill that obligation. What else? As far as the weekend goes, one game that or game series that I forgot to mention is Borderlands. As far as the Borderlands games goes, I'm playing that with Raylina and Aimi Aiko, and we're gonna be playing through all the Borderlands. I meant to put Tales of Borderlands on there, so I gotta fix that, and I also gotta remove God of War. Right now we're still on Borderlands 1. We're just doing story missions. We actually completed the main story of Borderlands 1. I think we did that in about 4 or so hours, maybe even 5 hours, if that much. It might be a bit closer to that. That might be the more accurate number. And right now we're doing the DLC for the first Borderlands. We just did Dr. Ned Zombie whatever, or Zombie Island of Dr. Ned. Yeah, I think that's what it's supposed to be titled. We just did that. We started doing the Underdome, which I kind of wish I didn't, because I forgot that it was just arena stuff. You're just fighting waves of enemies. So we're doing the initial rounds of waves of enemies. I know that there's another set of rounds that you get after you complete this one. We will not be doing that. We're just doing, I think we have 2 more of those to do, and we're moving on to the next DLC, which I believe is General Knox. So this is for the practically 0 people that are going to watch this video and get to the end, but I do this because I like to hear myself speak. So with that being said, it's time I move on, get going, call it a night. Good night, good day to whoever the fuck is still listening to this. And might be seeing you this weekend for either this or Borderlands, or maybe even a surprise. Who knows?